how to, love myself unconditionally. But like, for like right now and in the past, like I always, it was always based on like contingencies. Like, so if I lose like 5 pounds, I would be perfect and then I could fully love myself. Or, if, once this pimple is gone, I would be perfect and then I could really love myself. So like my question would be describe a time when you have experienced love unconditionally. And I'll go first. And it was when my children were born. So I remember like leading up to, the delivery, and I would just be thinking about like how my life is going to change. And, I can't sleep whenever I want, or I can't go out whenever I want. And anyone who knows me knows that sleep is very important to me. I think that that's something that I've gotten from my mother. Um, so, as my due date is getting near, and that's what I'm thinking about is, damn, now I'm gonna have to lose all this sleep. And I can remember when they were born and I heard, the cries or whatever. And I remembered like in that moment, like I wouldn't mind waking up for y'all. Or I wouldn't mind losing for y'all. Like in that moment, like I felt unconditional love. Like even though that shit didn't last for a long time because as time passed, like my feelings also changed. Like fuck, I'm tired. But like in that moment, like I felt unconditional love and I can still feel like like that moment like today, like how I felt, like with my heart just being full and warm, and just like the feeling that I felt, it was like all through me, like that love. How about you?
That's dope. I don't think I've ever felt it. I don't even think I felt.
Really?
Oh no, I don't even think I felt glimpses of it. Mm-mm. No.
Well, that's cool. I'm sure that if you haven't like felt any glimpse or whatever, if that's like what you're in search for, like it'll come. It'll
I
find you.
mean, I feel like the the motherly, unconditional love, like I don't know. I hear people say like all the time like it's not innate, like it's developed or whatever. But to me like that's innate. Like yeah, I mean, I know that I'm sacrificing this, but I love you, so I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I like had to liken like my experience to what you experienced, I would say, oh, okay, well, like I literally live in BFE.
You
You know what I'm
said
saying?
what?
I literally live in like out in the fucking boonies, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. Like but fuck in the boonies, you know what I'm saying? Like just so my child, can go to, a reputable school, and I drive, anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half to work, just, you know what I'm saying? So he can be better prepared from a educational standpoint to be out in this world. But that's kind of like one of them things is just like, yeah, like I'm your mama, that's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I am literally supposed to provide for you in the best way that I know possible. So like if I got to drive 3 hours, that's what I'm going to do. Like it's I don't know, to me like that's just innate. That's innately in me because yeah, like that's my child. But do I get like like you said, like I mean, yeah, I feel good that I'm able to like get up and like make that drive, and like I do it, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't do it with any kind of like negative attitude, or like come in and be looking at him like, man, if I ain't had you, I could live 10 minutes away. I I don't know. Like I just like I said, I just feel like that's one of them things that like I've just like I just do. Um, so yeah, I don't know, but have I ever like experienced unconditional love? No. I don't. Uh-uh. I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I also like sacrifice for my children in order for them to be better off. But I mean, we could call that love, but I don't know if you're sacrificing yourself. I would have to explore that. Like, is that really, really love? And not to say that you're sacrificing yourself, but I'm just saying, like, sacrifices that parents make in order for their children to be better. Yeah, it's love for your child, but like, do you have enough in your cup to where you're straight and you have that love? Like, I don't know. I'm still kind of like exploring that. Um, just like kind of where it ends and where it begins. Like I know like all of it is love, but like if you're self-sacrificing, like is that really for someone else? Like is that really love? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it is to an extent. I think it is to an extent because, on the flip side of that, sometimes you can think of like it being love, but it also some people when their kids get older, like treat it like martyrdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I gave up my whole body. You know what I'm saying? Like my body was all
I
jacked
was in
up
labor
because
for 32 hours with
right,
you.
right. And to me, that's like you trying to like you trying to like manipulate them by like by um yeah, martyrdom or whatever it's called. Like being a martyr or whatever. So, I don't know, but I don't feel that way about having my son. I mean, like, yeah, I knew that my life was going to change, but I was anticipating it. I was excited about it changing. I would have to say no, cuz no, that I didn't feel love about that either. Yeah, I don't think that I've ever experienced it. Ever, yeah, really experienced unconditional. Cuz I
Okay.
mean, even with, what I'm saying, me going through what I went through, what I'm saying, the past like 6, 7, 8 months or whatever, I feel like, the people that did, that were around or whatever, I wouldn't necessarily say that they did it because they had to, but they did it because, they loved me, like, and I don't know, I don't know, I can't really explain it, but
But
yeah,
I can also like I also know people who like you talk about the sacrifices that you make so your child can have a better life. I also know people who make sacrifices because they feel like that's their duty as being a parent, but they're not happy about it.
right,
And I
right,
think, so I think that, you can self-sacrifice for a child because you feel like that's your duty and still not love it, not love yourself. And, with you not loving yourself, you can't really pour into and love your child. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm still exploring that. So I just have to kind of,
yeah. I think
I
it's
don't
a
know,
fine line.
discuss it later. It is a fine line.
Yes.
But I also wanted to ask, can you remember a time when someone tried to show you love and you could not receive it because you didn't love yourself?
Yeah, no. Yeah,
No. Oh
no.
my God. This has happened to me so many times. Like, anytime I've been in a relationship, like I've always felt inadequate because I was trying to get my life together. And I always felt like, love had to be perfect. So until I accomplished whatever it is that I was trying to accomplish, that, they could love me then. Or until I figure out whatever it is I'm trying to figure out to be a whole person and they can love me then. And so I would sabotage my relationships and not let really anyone get close to me because I felt like I had to have it all together in order to receive love. And, I did find out that I felt like that because, it was a reflection of how I loved myself. Like, I feel like I have to be perfect in order to really love myself. And, I've definitely can remember not letting people get close to me and not like receiving love from other people because I didn't feel like I was perfect enough to be loved. And then also like, the judgment of my family, so it makes me judge myself and harshly judge others. So like you can't love me because, you ain't got your shit together. You know what I mean? Like, so um I don't know. I definitely have had so many instances where I couldn't receive anybody's love because I didn't have it. I didn't have it for myself.
Yeah. One thing that kind of stuck out to me, I want to say, was it Thursday? Maybe it was yesterday or Friday. I don't even know. But one thing that's really, really stuck out to me when I just started meditating in the shower and talking to my higher self and just kind of, dissecting my relationships. But like literally every relationship that I've been in has been a response to me dealing with some kind of trauma, right? Or some kind of
Hmm.
like melancholy kind of like event, right? And it's all to me now, like when I like dissect it, it's all been kind of centered around, my dad's passing. So my dad passed, right? And because I didn't really want to deal with those feelings of grief, um, got into a relationship trying to, fill that hole, fill that oh, I don't want to sit in this. I feel so sad. This could have been very prevented and like just the whole crazy that I went through, that year while he was, battling cancer. Um but yeah, so like he passes, you know, um, I get into a relationship, trauma bonded with that person. That relationship was horrible. I really don't think that that person was trying to pour into me and especially be, loving and unconditional love to me. I was seeking that out, didn't get it. And then get into the next relationship at or around, my dad's birthday or when I was in those kind of, in that valley of trying to process my grief, but also running from it and looking for unconditional love and it not showing up. All right, so cool, get out of that relationship. It was just been like that ebb and flow, and like when I actually like sit and I like do the timeline, the sequence of events, like I can almost pinpoint, okay, so this is when, you probably should have been dealing with the grief, but you weren't. So you were seeking that unconditional love because you didn't love yourself. Um, and you didn't really process that grief. So you called, those experiences to yourself. And yeah, it's just been literally, it's been like Groundhog Day. It's been the same.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been the same relationship. So I can't say that those people, that those experiences and even those people that I was calling to myself were even equipped to give me unconditional love. Like I
Mm.
just, because I was calling, that low vibrational energy to me and I didn't even realize it. So,
Hmm. Yeah,
so,
girl.
so
I
yeah,
feel
no.
that.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I've never experienced unconditional love romantically, um, or just, out here, in the world unromantically. I don't think that I've, experienced unconditional love. Mm-mm. And then too, it could also be like my perception because I do sometimes feel like, and that's something that we can explore at a later time, but I do sometimes always feel like, people always want something from me because when I was younger, growing up in our family, that's kind of like how it was, like people only like really like talk to me when, I could do something for them or give them something. So, cuz like I was the cousin that, was the only child